What's up, guys? Hope everyone's having a great day today. Got a little change in scenery. As you can see behind me, the shelf, I moved it over on this side because I didn't like how the right-hand side of the shelf would be blocked by a shadow because it was sitting in the corner, and I got it centered with the lamp. And it looks better. I can see everything. There's no shadow. I like it. But that's not the topic of today's video. Today's topic is top 5 all-time favorite horror movies. This was a very hard list to make, personally, but I got through it. I had to exclude certain movies, so I put in honorable mentions, and we're gonna get to those honorable mentions after the number 2 spot. But let's go ahead and get started with number 5, The Babadook. You want to talk about a terrifying movie? I remember after the first time I saw this movie and I went to bed, I was just looking in this corner of my bedroom in the shadows, just waiting for the Babadook to run out and do whatever. This movie is it's a big, long sense of dread is what it is. It doesn't rely on jump scares like you would see in like Ouija and Insidious and whatnot. It relies more on suspense, dread, fear, loss of mind. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but it's one that I definitely recommend watching. It's truly terrifying. I know some people don't like it because I guess it was mismarketed or misleading, or just I loved it. I think the reason I loved it so much is because I never saw a trailer for it when I first watched it. It was one that I just found at the Redbox. Like, oh, that sounds interesting. And I read it and watched it, and I was blown away. But yeah, if you haven't seen the trailer for it, just don't watch the trailer. Just watch the movie because the trailer is very misleading. Number 4 is Jaws. That's another movie that relies around suspense a lot. Number 4 is Jaws. Jaws it's a classic. You know, I don't know any horror movie list that didn't, or top horror movie list that didn't have Jaws on it. Jaws it's a classic. There's no shark movie better than Jaws. And the reason for that is because the element of suspense, like the Babadook, but I think it does it just a little bit better than the Babadook. You know, you go at the very beginning, the chick goes swimming, something's stalking her underwater, but you don't know what it, I mean, you know what it is. You know it's a shark, but you don't know what the shark looks like. You don't know how big or small it is. It's terrifying, and anytime I've ever been to the beach, I like, you know, I usually go about knee deep. I don't really go any further, and then I just start thinking about Jaws, and I imagine a fin, just a giant fin, just appearing, coming towards the swimmers, and I'd be like, oh shit. But yeah, as you can see, Jaws is a very effective film, very effective. It terrified me. It terrified me so much, and I know the shark looks fake, and it was good for its time, and it's still a classic. Okay, no, don't take me the wrong way there. But yeah, Jaws is number 4. Number 3, we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original from 1974. And I thought Jaws terrified me. You're gonna notice a pattern. Each film gets more and more terrifying to me. But the scariest thing about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre to me is, when I was about 8 years old, I hadn't even seen the movie yet. All I did was been entertaining this thought in my head that I'm gonna go and see what Leatherface looks like, because I didn't even know what Leatherface looked like, and I went and typed in the trailer for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on YouTube, and it was over at a friend's house, and we watched it, and we're just, holy shit, you know, like. Like when she's walking through there and she looks over and Leatherface opens the door and he chases her outside, picks her up and brings her back in, that shocked the hell out of me. And then, years and years later, I finally cracked down and watched the movie, and I got the full story, and I thought the trailer was terrifying. I think the most terrifying thing about the movie was the dinner scene. Like, just imagine just being held against your will there, and just There's a dead. Is he dead or is he not dead? The grandpa hits her in the head with the hammer there. Like, holy shit! Holy shit! That's one that I watch at least maybe once every couple months. I'm not one of those once every 20 years I watch it kind of people. I have to watch it like a bunch of different times. But yeah, that's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Number 2 is It Follows. Yes, It Follows is my second favorite horror movie of all time. And you probably already know what my first is. But It Follows is very suspenseful as well. It's not... I like how... when I saw the trailer, I thought it looked stupid. Like, I was like, man, I don't want to watch this. This looks stupid. A sexually transmitted curse. You know, that sounded really stupid. And then recently I actually sat down and watched it, and I was blown away. You see what being open-minded does? It expands your horizons a little bit. It opens you up to new things that you may not think you like, but you actually do. You know, it was very, very, very intense. It was very, very tense and intense as well. Because the tension built, I don't know why people gotta drive by that and it'd be that loud, but it just builds tension through the whole film. After she has sex with the dude in the back of his car, and he shows her, look down there, look who's coming after you, and whatnot. She's all like, oh shit, so I'm practically fucked right now. So even if I give the curse to somebody else, that thing could get him and then come after me. But there's a couple things, a couple problems it does have, like, you know, if that thing is coming after me, you know, that thing is walking, right? And the thing doesn't walk very fast. I would have just like hopped on a boat and just stayed out there on the boat. I mean, like, what's it gonna do? Walk in the ocean or something? Like, you know, I'd stay out there for a while and then I guess leave the country. You just hop countries back and forth. The thing's never gonna get you. Then you get to see the world. But I'm not really gonna bring up what defies logic about it, because I mean, they're kids and they're kind of limited to what they can do. But if that were me, that's what I would do. But yeah, that's number 2. Now let's go over the honorable mentions. Honorable mentions are The Conjuring, Fright Night, Don't Breathe, Wolf Creek, The Last House on the Left, the remake, and 30 Days of Night. These are all films that would have made the list, but they just fell short just by a little bit. But no disrespect to them, they're very, very great films, and they're ones that I love to watch over and over. And we are finally at number 1, and I say finally as if we've been here for a while, but we really haven't. Number 1 is John Carpenter's classic, Halloween. This is my favorite all-time movie, and is the greatest movie to ever be made, if you ask me, because, you know, this is my list. Everything about this movie is scary. Just putting it in the DVD or the Blu-ray or the VHS player, it terrifies me. Because I know that Michael Myers is coming. Michael Myers is, in his original form, he has always bothered me. He has always haunted me. Let me fix that camera. I don't like the way that is. He's always bothered me. He's just the lack of character in him. He doesn't have emotions. He doesn't have feelings. He's just evil. He's bad. He's horrifying. And I like that breathing that he does. Like, Jesus. He could just... It just bothers me. But that's how effective John Carpenter made it. And then all the sequels came and shit all over it. But the classic, the original, is where it's at. And I think another thing I really like about it is you don't see much clarity in the mask until you see Michael Myers hiding, getting ready to stab Jamie. Actually, no, that's not true. You get clarity on the mask when he chokes out Linda, and you know he's choking her out, and you can see her boobs and all that. That was a very entertaining scene. And then he picks up the phone because Laurie's on the phone. Then you see this mask, horrifying. Other than the boobs made it very not horrifying, but it's still horrifying if you know what I'm saying. But that concludes my list, and I actually have a special guest here, and he's going to give his list. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, my name is Dylan from Cult of Metal, and today I'll be doing my top 5 favorite horror movies of all time. I would like to first thank Zach for allowing me to feature on his channel. Hopefully we could do some more collaborations like this in the future. Coming at number 5 is 30 Days of Night. Just the overall concept of this movie about, them being in Alaska and, there's 30 days of just a straight nighttime and there's vampires. I mean, it's a vampire movie, easily my favorite vampire movie. Just the overall concept of that and knowing that they can't go away for 30 days is literally terrifying. And these things are fucking vicious, man. These are probably some of the most vicious vampires I've ever seen in my life. Super, super demonic and literally terrifying. Coming at number 4 is Insidious. Honestly, I am a sucker for anything paranormal, anything supernatural horror, I guess it's called. But Insidious, I feel like the whole reason why I'm really attracted to this movie so much and the reason I love it so much is because I'm very fascinated with like astral projection and the spirit world and ghostly spirits and shit. I personally never astral projected, but just the overall thought of it terrifies me, and I think that's the reason why this movie terrifies me so much. Coming at number 3 is The Devil's Candy. I think what I love so much about this movie is not only the heavy metal feel to it, or theme to it really, because it definitely has like a sort of heavy metal influence, which is pretty interesting. I mean, there's dudes wearing fucking Slayer shirts and that's just awesome. But I just really love the characters, man. The father played a very, very good role in that. The daughter as well. The antagonist is absolutely insane and out of his mind and is a complete Satanist trying to sacrifice people for the devil. I mean, like, seriously, does it get any better than that? Coming at number 2 is Sinister. Now, Sinister, when I first saw it, it literally terrified the living shit out of me because, it's all about this. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's all about this guy who moves into a new house with his family, and a lot of bad things have happened in that house, and he's a writer and he discovers a tape and he doesn't see the most pleasant thing in that tape either. And just the overall intro and the opening scene to this movie where the family's hanging from the tree. Like, oh man, that's just so disturbing. Like, the first time I saw that, I knew I was in for something special with this movie. Now, before I get to my number 1, I do want to give a few honorable mentions. The Conjuring, absolutely incredible movie. Like I said, I'm a sucker for anything paranormal, anything supernatural horror, and this movie is no exception to that. This movie is terrifying. This could have easily made it in the top 5. I feel like if this was a top 10, this would have made number 6. Absolutely love this movie. And Annabelle was a great movie too, which is kind of based off of this as well. Then we have Silent Hill. Absolutely love this movie, based off of the Silent Hill video game from the late 90s for the PS1, back when pre-rendered backgrounds were a big thing in PS1 games because 3D graphics weren't quite there yet. But I never played the game or really want to, but I don't have a PS1. Zombieland. One of my favorite zombie movies easily. I guess it is my favorite zombie movie, but I love zombie movies as it is, and I know this is kind of a horror comedy, but it still counts as horror because it has the word horror in it. So, this movie, when I first saw it, it both, like, made me laugh hysterically and terrified the living shit out of me. I'd say this is easily one of the best zombie movies. Just in my personal opinion, I absolutely love this thing, and I adore the characters. I adore the sort of just the atmosphere of it, and that whole zombie apocalyptic feel in movies just terrifies me. But at the same time, the characters are funny as shit, and I just love this movie so much. And then we have As Above, So Below, easily my favorite found footage film. Found footage horror is definitely something that I really love. However, it's kind of a double-edged sword for me. There's a lot of great films, and then there's a lot of shitty ones, and just a lot of plain bad found footages out there. But this one I feel like is easily the best. It's all about the catacombs in Paris, France. Shit goes down. It's intense. Check it out. Anyways, that's it for my honorable mentions. Now we're gonna get into my number 1 pick. My favorite horror movie of all time is The Purge. Now, the reason why The Purge is my favorite is because honestly, this feels so real to me. Like, I don't trust the government, and I feel like no one really does, and no one really knows exactly what their next move is going to be and what they're going to do. I'm talking about top secret government, I'm talking about the U.S. government, I'm talking about, the scary side of the government. You never know if they'll enforce a law, to allow people to kill each other so that they can keep the prison count down. I mean, just that concept is scary enough, and I guess because of how real it feels, just really gave me a very sick feeling in my stomach, and it made me so uncomfortable, and it made me want to throw up. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my list. Once again, I want to thank Zach for allowing me to feature on his channel, It was a pleasure. It was a lot of fun doing this. So back to Zach.
Dylan, that was a good list. There's a lot of gems on there. But that's it for today's video. What are your top 5 favorite horror movies? Just leave it in the comments. And Dylan's channel will be in the description, so make sure to go subscribe to him. And we're out.